Yo, so my name's Sam, we're at the Hobbit Hole in Chatteris for lovely, sweaty, hot locals. Shout out to the Cambridge boys, mostly the ones that came in my car because I beat them all. Yeah, so just went Exile locals with Swordsoul. Happy about it because yeah.
Man won locals. Something to brag about.
Never happens. Never happens. Happy about the choices I made. Specifically built my deck to tackle the current meta. Expected to see none of it, saw everything. So yeah, we'll get down to
Stardust, Black Rose, no hope, life low. Alright, I'm set, I got my deck. I'm about to head to my homie crib next. I got a brand new combo with some chicks. I'm about to burn them for 8,000 quick. Got it on standby so you can't draw. Main face ain't shit, go to your school phase, that mean you lost. That's how it be.
So, as typical with Swordsoul lists, we're playing 3 Ecclesia, 3 Moyi, 3 Long One, 2 Tyre, oh no, 2 Tyre, and as an extra little spice, we're playing 1 Iris Swordsoul, because that way we negate something in Shijao, we've got her live, we can destroy something, we can draw 2, we can even summon from hand. And then yeah, so typical 3 emergence. I opted for a Sacred Summit because it was an extra discard and an extra search for certain things. And you know, Monster Reborn can't be bad, right? And then the 1 off Blackout. That's it for the Swordsoul engine. Pretty standard bar, a couple of additions. And then 10 years, so some people opt for Mapura, some people opt for Shathana. I like Shathana because if you pop your monk with the blackout, you get an extra pop, so you get 3 pops instead of 2. 3 Adhara, 3 Ashina, 3 Vishada, and 3 Heavenly Circle. So the circle was good. Someone went to negate my Quicksing Long One. Tributed it with the Heavenly Dragon Circle to remove his target. His effect, well, his card gets banished, I don't get negated, and I get to add an extra starter to my hand for my following turn. So came in clutch in 1 game, especially against Tearalaments where you want to banish their field spell. This is just pretty standard. You run 2 desires, you want your Chenying to be as big as possible, and sometimes you just need a draw. That's pretty much it for like non-engine stuff, non-hand traps. And then hand traps and interruptions, we've got 3 Ash, Gamma Package, Called By, and 3 Imperm. And went for the fan favourite at the moment for running 3 main deck Dark Rulers. I played against a Spright player. He and I opened Gamma and Ash. Normal summon Deep Sea Diva, Gamma the Diva, go to activate Spright starter, Ash Blossom, GG, done, easy. Yeah, it didn't really have.
What were your other matchups?
Struggles. I played against Spright, I played against Fish, I played against Predaplant, and played against Tearalaments, and yeah, beat most of them. Fish I 2-0'd, and Predaplant I 2-0'd. Both of them very good friends of mine, and I'm not going to lie, I've never beaten either of them in a tournament setting, so I was pretty fucking chuffed with that.
Fish player right there.
Yeah, it's alright, he got some. Then for the extra deck, we've got the 2 Chi-Xiao, the Sinister, Quicksing Long One, and the Chenying. This guy again against Tearalaments came in clutch because you just banish their normal summon, whatever they're searching, and you banish their field spell. Like, no explanation needed for that. Chi-Xiao is Chi-Xiao, you know, search your blackout. Liven everything up. And then Sinister Chenying, again his protection effect came in clutch a couple of times, meant I didn't die. And then for the 10 year extra deck, so we're playing a Draco Master of the 10 year, just because if you get Dimension Barrier and you're locked out of your synchros, he's a good option because he can't be destroyed by battle with effect monsters. And if you've got a lot of non-effect monsters in your graveyard, you can pop as many cards as you've got non-effects. And then we've got 1 Shaman, 3 Monk, which is pretty standard. Shaman enables the easy access to the Draco Master as long as you've got a discard. And Draco Berserker, which again comes in clutch every time. If they've got 1 little guy on board in defense or anything, swing into him, gain their attack, swing again. 3k beater, and he can banish a monster when it activates its effect, so he is, I'd say, pretty goated, and no one ever sees him coming. So for the next ones, we've got the standard Baron, This is one that I'm unsure about. It doesn't really come up unless you get Teak-bowed. Occasionally it comes up, occasionally it doesn't. You just kind of wait and see. If you've got one of your level 8s on board, then you make that with a normal summon of an Ash, which is pretty good. And then your standard 2 Baxia, 1 Yazi. Annoyingly, I didn't get to trigger any of these. The one time I tried to use Yazi, my graveyard effects were negated, so I couldn't summon anything from deck. I did Baxia once, which did go through, which did certainly help win the game, because, you know, Tyre, make Baxia, shuffle 2 things away, Baxia, pop. I think I popped my own rivalry at that point to summon back the Moyi from grave to reveal and extend even further, which is great. A lot of people are switching to 3 Baxia now for the long game, but I find a lot of the time my games don't last long enough to go into the grind. And then for the side deck, we've got 3 DD Crow for Tearalaments, because you want to be able to banish stuff that they have. 2 Twin Twisters and a Harpy's Feather Duster, because I don't have any native back row removal. 3 evenly matched, because sometimes you've got to break a board before you can build a board. And then 3D Barrier, again calling fusion on Tearalaments, and also there's a lot of decks still in the game that are going to heavily rely on one type from the extra deck. And then 3 Rivalry of Warlords, which again, against the Spright player, came in incredibly clutch, because you can either use your Aqua side of your deck or your Thunder side of your deck, and one without the other doesn't put up as strong a board. So it really helped me get through that. I think that was the only time I used Rivalry, and I was a bit hit and miss on running it in the first place, especially putting it in against it, because I wasn't 100% sure on how it would affect the deck, but locking them out of most of their extra decks certainly came in clutch. But yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. Anything to say before you leave?
Yeah, big ups to the Hob and Hole, big ups to the crew that usually come. Everyone played great today. Unfortunately, I was great.
Yep, good luck to, no, congratulations to Sam, first place with Swordsoul.
First of many, hopefully.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.